What's up guys, Monster coming at you with another Master Duel video, and today we got something a little special on our hands. Now, as you know, the home of Converged, he be doing his Yu-Gi-Oh videos and shit. Link to his channel always in the description. And he recently put out a deck list and was like, this is a way of playing a Labrynth with Destiny Hero Plasma. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting little list. Because I remember he did a list a couple months ago where it was Dark Magician with Plasma. I played it and it worked for me like at the very beginning of trying it, and then after that I was struggling with it and I was like not having as good of success with it. But then he did this and I was like, so it's a good list. I like it. I like playing Plasma with the Labrynth stuff, because the whole thing about the way this combo is supposed to go is you normally end up having Plasma and potentially some back row being Welcome Labrynth or any other traps that you might have in your deck. And I'm not playing too many of them because I was trying not to go into the 40-50 card or the 50-60 card range. I was trying to keep it maximum 45, but I was like, let me play this deck and see how it plays. And I played it and it was really good. And then he said something in his video that I was like, I don't want to just copy his deck list and make a video. I do want to do something different in the list to like not just copy him, you know. And one thing that he thought as a suggestion is maybe throwing Bistils in it, because when you're playing with the Magician Souls and you drop Illusion of Chaos, it's like Illusion of Chaos is just sitting in the grave. That's a free dart. If you're playing Bistils and have one in hand and you get into the Magician Souls combo, which you have 9 cards to try to get into that Magician Souls, it's like if you have a Bestial in your hand, you have the ability now to banish that and get some added advantage off of maybe having a Magnamut going to a Drew Swarm. And I kept it fairly limited because I didn't want to play too many cards in this. Like I said, I wasn't trying to go to 50 cards, but realistically you could play more Bestials and get more advantage out of them than I am. I'm just playing these not so much for their ability to go into something in the extra deck, but just Magnamut goes into Drew Swarm, bounce a card back from the field. You know, just more cards on the field, so that if you do go into Plasma, you don't necessarily have to sacrifice some of your Labrynth cards. You can substitute one of them with a Bestial. But let's not waste too much time trying to, you know, get to the nitty gritty of it. I got the replays. I think I got like 3-4 replays. We're gonna go look at that, and then afterwards we'll talk about the deck and why I got the cards the way they are. Alright, so we're getting into the first replay here, and I think this first replay is before I threw the Bestial stuff in. This was just me playing the deck for the very first time, trying to get used to it. So there isn't going to be any Bestials in this one, but they will be in later replays. I just wanted to let that be known. So we're going first, and we got actually a pretty decent hand. We got a Illusion of Chaos, we got a D-Force, we had a Torby, a Kuklok, and Breaking the Destiny. So we realistically have a really good opening here. We're going to shuffle back the Illusion of Chaos, we're going to D-Force into Plasma, we're going to Kuklok to grab us a, well, not Kuklok to grab us, we're going to Kuklok so that we can activate a Labrynth card. And when we drop Torby and Breaking the Destiny, because you want Breaking the Destiny in hand normally to grab a D-Force, I was like, okay, boom, we can do that. So Illusion of Chaos, we still have a card to drop. Because what I was debating on doing was, do I activate Torby after I activate Kuklok to set a Labrynth card? Because that means that I have to drop Breaking the Destiny. Because I don't think that this card, you can add Destiny from your deck or grave. Oh, you can add it from grave. Okay, I didn't know if you could grab Plasma back from the graveyard, but you can. So what I probably should have did was drop the Plasma and then kept Breaking the Destiny in hand, so Magician Souls could have dropped 2 cards instead of just 1. But like I said, I wasn't too fluent on the deck yet, so I was like, boom, we're gonna go for the standard Labrynth stuff. Shuffle Kuklok back in hand. Torby is gonna put itself on field, and we're gonna pop one out the hand. And the card we popped is Pot of Prosperity, so decent hit. We're gonna go lovely set back the big welcome. We're gonna bring out the Magician Souls by sending Illusion of Chaos to grave, and we're going to banish Break the Destiny to grab back a Destiny, to break the Destiny. Or we're going to banish Break the Destiny to grab a D-Force, my bad. And off of Illusion of Chaos now, we can drop the D-Force since we already have one to get a draw 1. and we drew into another big welcome. Now I special summoned because I've already normal summoned when I normal summoned the Magician Souls, but Destiny Hero Plasma can bring itself out by special summoning, so you don't have to have 2 normal summons. You can just special summon 3 cards, or you can special summon it by tributing 3 cards, which is good. So it's like a better Egyptian Gods because you don't have to waste a normal summon on bringing it out. So we have not Magician Souls. We have Destiny Hero Plasma with D-Force, which if you don't know what D-Force does, when you have Plasma, your opponent can't draw during the draw phase. Your opponent cannot target cards. Your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects. So they can't target me. And each Destiny Hero Plasma you control gains 100 attack for each monster in the graveyard, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and also can make a second attack during the battle phase. And if you don't know what Plasma's effect does, by tributing 3 monsters, negate the effects of face-up monsters while your opponent controls them. So it's a skill drain only for your opponent. And once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, equip that target to this card, maximum 1, gain attack equal to half the original attack of the monster equipped to it by this effect. So if he done went second and it had like set 1 card that wasn't that strong, or if he normal summoned something, but I had stopped him with like an Ash and he had that monster on the field, when I brought out Plasma, I could have stole it. But since I'm going first, I can't steal anything. So I was like, okay. I was like, let me set the coup clock. Oh wait, no, I didn't waste my normal summon on Magician Souls. You special summon it from hand. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we set the coup clock just so that if he attacks into me, I have a fiend to activate this big welcome if I need it, because I can't activate this one currently. Or I can use this big welcome, bring back the Lovely from grave by sending this to the hand. So we have options here, and the D-Force is making our Plasma pretty big. And we're going up against Blackwing, and this is going to be kind of tough for him because he kind of doesn't have any plays in terms of monster effects. He's just going to draw cards. And I said, okay, we're going to get the Vada out of here because I don't want him synchro summoning, because I'm pretty sure Vada's effect in the grave, or to send itself to the grave, I didn't know if that was still activate. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to chance that. We're going to do this. Lovely, Torby, and he has a Drew Swarm. So he's playing at this still, but we're gonna pop the Blackwing Vada. But because he brought out the Drew Swarm, he could bring out Sharinga, because Sharinga is a 2000 or more attack monster on the field. It doesn't have to be a Blackwing. I thought it had to be a Blackwing. So when he brought out the Drew Swarm, I was like, ah, that kind of sucks. He goes in Chaos Angel, doesn't do anything. Chaos Angel has no effect. He goes in Draco Back Berserker, that doesn't do anything. Now, like I said, I thought that my Plasma was protected from battle, being destroyed by battle, but apparently he's not. So I was like, ah, that sucks. So he cleared my board, and then he brought himself up, but like, I am not really in a bad position. I still have a big welcome, and all I have to do to activate it is just set a coup clock. But we drew into the Ariana, so I was like, oh, that's even better. We got an even better normal summon. Bring back the Lovely, or not bring back Lovely, activate Labrynth, now activate Big Welcome to bring back Lovely, put Ariana back in here, pop the Draco Berserker because he has no battle, or he has no destruction from card effect protection. That is going to activate that, and we can pop the Chaos Angel because it wasn't summoned with with the light and dark, and its effects were negated when it was brought out anyway. So we're gonna set that attack, and we're chilling right now. We got Lovely, we got Big Welcome, we got Coup Clock and Ariana in the end if I need it. He's gonna go for another Vada. I was like, you know what, let me see if I can try to snipe that out of his hand. We're gonna bring back the Lovely, or the Lady Labrynth, pop the Zephos. He actually Ghost Ogred me, but Ghost Ogre doesn't really do anything because it doesn't negate, it just pops, and I don't care about Lovely being on field. I already activated the effect to pop a card. So I popped his back row, and the reason I popped his back row was because all he has in hand is a what's that card called? All he has in hand is a Vata, and it says if you control another Blackwing monster other than Blackwing Vata, you can special summon this from your hand. He used his normal summon on the Zephyros, and Zephyros' card effect was you can return one face-up card you control to your hand to special summon this card, and then he control a Blackwing and he could bring out Vata. So that's the reason I popped his last Black Whirlwind, so he didn't have a card to send back to hand. And after doing that, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't normal summon anymore. He used it, and I was like, all right, boom, we're gonna pop off now. Gonna add the Chandelier. We're gonna bring back, or we're going to go into Muckraker to drop probably the Ku Clock to bring back the Lovely. That's to pop the card in his hand when I activate Labrynth, because I just activated Ku Clock. Drop it back. Lovely. Bring that out. Shuffle that back. Pop the card in his hand. Put this back in my hand. And he's dead now. I got looped him. So this was just like a good little showcase of like bringing out the plasma. Wasn't hard at all. I brought it out turn 1, and I still had stuff I could have went into. Now it probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world to do, to bring him out turn 1, because you don't know what your opponent is going against. But in some matchups, plasma with D-Force just stops it. I mean, realistically, what could he have done? He couldn't activate any of his Blackwing card effects to try to like go into the level 10. He could have tried to go into it by just normal synchro summoning, but then like all his effects were negative. He would have just had to battle me, and if I didn't tribute all my Labyrinth cards away, I had way more advantage and had more possibility to do stuff. So it would just, that was a little showcase. Like I said, this was before I threw any Bistills in, so let's go ahead and get into game 2. Well, I'm pretty sure I had them in by that point. Alright, we're back game 2. Like I said, we got the Bistill in hand, so this is when we added the Bistills in. And this hand isn't too crazy, because all we have is a Lady. We have a Big Welcome, Columbine, and then the Bistill and Ash. So not the greatest opening hand for going turn 1, but we do got some interruptions and stuff on his turn. And he doesn't summon anything. Oh, I remember. I think this was the game that I went first, but I didn't win the coin toss. So I was like, that's suspicious. And then he didn't do anything turn 2, so I was like, oh, he might be playing something like Makonko, and he's waiting on me to pop off. So I was like, okay, add the plasma in the hand. He tried to ash me, called by it. Bring plasma in the hand. And I was like, I don't really have anything I can banish to bring out the Magna Hut. And I was like, you know what, let's Big Welcome, pop something in his hand and see what he's playing. We're gonna summon the Lady. We're gonna summon the Lovely and the Lady. We shuffle back Ash Blossom so that we still have that as a useful card. Pop a card in hand. He's playing Dark Magician, so he just bricked us. And I'm like, I know you're not playing like the Dark Magician, like I'm playing the Magician Soul Engine. I know you're not doing that because you have Dark Magic Attack. Nobody's playing Dark Magic Attack unless you're actually just playing Dark Magicians. So we pop with the Lovely out of his hand. We set Big Welcome back, and we still have a Magna Hut now, knowing that he's playing Dark Magicians. We're gonna hit a Dark Magician in his grave, and we're just chilling there. Gonna attack one time, and we're gonna pass. We have Big Welcome, so we can set another card off of Lady Labrynth, and he even leaves me, and I was like, okay, we gotta play this smart. We're going to activate this, shuffle back the Lady in my hand, because I don't care about losing, or we're going to shuffle back the Lovely because we care about Lovely. We don't care about Lady or D-Force because we don't have Plasma out. So that and the Big Welcome are just my expendable cards right now. I don't need that. We're going to use Ariana. Ariana will bring back out the Lovely. And then he branded he goes into the Fallen of Albaz to fusion summon. He drops a, what card was it? Alpha Fallen of, oh, he goes into Labellion, dropping a Spellbook of Knowledge, and then he goes into Titaniclad, and I'm like, okay, so he's not playing Dark Magician, he's playing this weird hybrid of Dark Magician branded, because he also dropped a Secrets of Dark Magic off of the Fallen of Albaz, so I'm like, you're playing a weird Spellcaster branded version. Goes Titaniclad, but because he had to go for that main phase 2 after evenly, he can't attack, and I'm not phased by this in the slightest. We're going to bring out the Torby, and we're going to banish. Oh, it was Lovely. Yeah, I banished Lovely because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get into another, I wasn't going to be able to get another Big Welcome. I already had regular Welcome on field, so I was like, fuck it. We're going to go into Magna Hut, banish the Lovely, and because we're probably not going to be able to get that back relatively soon. So I was like, fuck it, go Magna Hut, bring out a Bistill, go into Plasma, steal his card, hit him for over half his life points, and then just pass the turn. We're gonna grab the Juice Worm for whatever he brings out that he wants to use in grave, if he like drops a monster to grave or something. And he had nothing. Plasma just stopped him. So that's why I started playing the 3 Pistols. I didn't want to put too many in there, so that, you know, you were drawing like what was it called? You were drawing like cards that you didn't need. Because if you play the full Pistol package, then obviously you're gonna play maybe a Serenir, you're gonna probably throw in a Lubellion, you're gonna throw in maybe a Branded Beast or a Regained, and it's like, yeah, those cards are decent because you're playing Branded, or not Branded, you're playing Labrynth, so you don't mind being stalled out a little bit if you play like Branded Beast and you top deck it. But it's like, I just wanted to play the Buried Essentials, so if I drew into a Bisteel, the chances of me having, like I said, the Dark Magician package are higher. So if I draw into both, then we're good. I can bring both out, and then if I can get into Plasma, it just gives us more ability to use less of my important cards, you know. So that's why I threw them in there. So let's go ahead and get into game 3. We're back in game 3, and I know you're looking at this hand like, damn, he just keeps drawing into like all these ways of getting into D-Force, into Plasma. And then I'm playing, at this point, I think I was playing 3 Break the Destinies, 3 D-Forces, and then the 1 Plasma. And the reason I'm doing that is so that you have a higher chance of getting into it. I might not have been playing 3, I might have been playing 2 Break the Destinies, but I think I was playing 3 at this point, just so you know you had more of a chance of getting into it, because your furniture will help you drop it to grave, and then you can instantly banish it. But like, I was on an 8-game win streak with this deck. Granted, some of those were people surrendering when I just like put out like 1 or 2 cards and then they were going second, but just like, I went on an 8-game win streak with this and got a little bit higher into Diamond, because I'm not in Plat yet. But I was like, hey, look, I was getting into this combo fairly often. I didn't really want to shuffle the Illusion of Chaos in because I didn't have a Bisteel, so I was like, okay, we're gonna keep the Illusion of Chaos in my hand, bring out Souls, drop Break the Destiny. He imprinted me, but I don't care about the draw 1. It would have helped, but it's not important. All I cared about was getting D-Force in my hand. Activate the Coup Clock, then activate the Chandelier to then drop that Illusion of Chaos that I didn't need. Set Big Welcome, set Coup Clock, add that D-Force, yeah, add the Plasma to hand, and then pop a card with Lovely, add Chandelier back, pop card in his hand, and he's playing Ice Jade. So it's like, okay, cool, he's playing Ice Jade. Set. And like I said, this is one of those situations where you would have liked to have kept the Lovely on the field just in case you needed, because also I don't control a Fiend, like I said earlier in the first replay. But it's like, I figured Plasma would be good at stopping Ice Jade, since I know like monster effects aren't too important, but they are something to worry about when you're playing against Ice Jade. So I was like, okay, unaffected, can't be destroyed or targeted Plasma should be good. Then he goes Pot Prosperity, he grabs the Cradle, and he just had to have fucking Harpy's Feather Duster. And like I said, because I didn't control a Labrynth, I couldn't, or because I didn't control a Fiend, I couldn't activate Big Welcome. And I'm like, ah, fuck. Pop my back row. Now he can target me, and he changed the heart at me. Now he's going in the Cradle. I have no cards, and he's just gonna go into Age Rhyme, I don't know how you say that, into the Field Spell, into the Tremora, goes into Baron, and I was like, okay, if he doesn't pop my card, I'll get Plasma back next turn, and then the Baron will be negated. He attacks, Pot of Prosperity made it so that his attack was half, and he used the pop on Plasma. And I was like, oh, that's smart, because if I'd have got it back, you would have been screwed. I'd have just took your Baron and you'd be dead. I was like, yeah, I top deck the Field Spell, he's gonna negate it, you got it. Just an unfortunate situation. I probably shouldn't have went into Plasma so early, but that's the problem. You don't want to not go into Plasma in a matchup that he completely stops, like something like maybe Branded or something with hella card effects by monsters. But it's like, at the same time, you go into it too early in certain matchups, it's just not going to work out in your favor, especially when they fucking have Harpy's Feather Duster in their hand. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, and that's all the replays, and we're back here at the deck profile. And real quick, just gonna go through it. This isn't too complicated of a deck list. I'll just explain the reason I'm playing the cards at the reason at the ratio I am. That there might need to be tweaked, and it might not need to be as much or maybe more of something as I'm playing it. But most of the list was copied from Converged's video. I just tweaked it a little bit. We got the 3 Magician Souls. We got that for the 3 Illusion of Chaos, and like I said, in the 3 Preparation of Rites. Preparation of Rites gets you in the Illusion of Chaos. If you have an Illusion of Chaos, that gets you in the Souls. So that's just more ways of getting into that package consistently. And if you had more cards that you didn't mind dropping in your hand, then especially if they're spells, then it's like, alright, cool, that's just more fodder and more draw power for off of Souls, special summoning itself and sending the grave. 2 Ku Klux, just so you don't have the one of. You can run 1, but 2 is just to see it a little bit more. I was playing 3 Maxis, but like I said, I wanted to get this to 45, so I cut down on Maxi because it's not really too important in this deck. And it's not like I need to do it, but drawing obviously is a good part, so maybe playing more Maxis, more Ashes. But I have another Maxi, I just didn't want to play. I was like, 2 is fine for now. I didn't really experience needing the 3rd one. 2 Torbies, 2 Ashes, 3 Chandeliers, 3 Arianas, just your standard Labrynth stuff. Excuse me. Then we got the Magnet, the Jerusalem, and the Baldric. You could throw in Regain for those situations where you banish Lovely and you need to banish it. Regain will then let you put it back in your hand. Also, if you have Regained and you have Souls and you don't really care about having Regained, or I guess Branded Beast for the exact same reason, you can drop it off of Souls. And then if you can get into Branded Beast, you can drop Regained off Souls. Then if you can get Branded Beast on field, that'll bring it back at the end of the turn. So there's a little bit of stuff you can do here. You can play Lubellion and Serenir. I just didn't play them because I wasn't going for the whole Regained Beast package part of it. I was just mainly worried about, alright, we just need to play some Bistials. Let's go Magnet, Juice Worm, Baldric. Don't really need them too crazy, just need some. So I wasn't pressing on putting more. You can put more in. I only ran the 3 just because 1 gets you access to both of these ones, and it's like I don't really need it. Because worst case, you're not really letting them get into anything if you bring out Plasma from the extra deck, and if they do, you're not worried about it unless it's stronger than your card, you know? So like that's the only thing you're kind of worried about. And I mean, if you're worried about battle protection, you can always run what's that card called? Hold on. You can always run Labrynth Archfiend and then throw like a fucking Mirror Force in there, and then boom, you bring out Labrynth Archfiend instead of maybe Lady Labrynth or Lovely if you have D-Force on field, and then boom, that gets you a protection from battle. So if they try to attack you, you can hit them with something like one of the Storming Mirror Force or some other Mirror Force card, and then boom, now you don't even got to worry about them in their attacking a Plasma. But that's just an option. I'm not running that. It is an option though, and I could see you running it and it'd be good. But yeah, that's why we're running the limited Bistials. Might run more, but as of right now, I have no problem with it where it is. Then we go into Plasma. Like I said, Plasma just tribute special summon by tributing 3 monsters. There's ways of doing it. Torby will summon itself off to field if you activate a Labrynth card, I think it is. If a monster leaves the field by normal trap effect. So if you activate Big Welcome turn 1, which you have the ability of doing with opening more Ku Klux consistently, then that will allow you to be able to special summon this to field. You can special summon Souls, and then at that point you just need 1 more special summon or normal summon. So you can use 2 of your special summons on these cards, or potentially 1 of these Bistials, and then boom, now you have access to go into Plasma turn 1. And if you use D-Force to grab it, that just gets you even more advantage by using Plasma. So that's the reason you run Plasma. He's very good. It's just in certain situations like protection from battle is like one of his main weaknesses. Then 1 Lovely, 2 Ladies. Like I said, you could potentially run 1 Archfiend if you really want to. And then we're like you can either run like a Fair Welcome or like one of the Mirror Force cards. That's up to you. But personally, I haven't found the need to run it. I wasn't really, besides like maybe that one game, I wasn't really getting my plasma ran over too much. So maybe just an option. Like I said, the Illusion of Chaos and the preparation is part of the Magician Souls. One Labrynth, 3 D-Forces, just so you have a higher chance of grabbing your one-off plasma, and also grab plasma from deck or grave to your hand. So even if you have discarded him off of a Torby, you can pick him back up. I didn't know that in the combo. If I knew that, I would have done some things differently and maybe had more advantage. But now that I know that, going forward when I play the deck, I don't know. You can grab him back from grave off of D-Force. 2 called by in the cross out, mainly just here to stop Ash, because if you go D-Force, these are the things you mainly care about, because worst case if you go max seed, or worst case if you get max seed, you normally are maximum giving up like 2-3 cards, because unless they shotgun at the beginning of the turn, then you're more likely to give them more cards. But it's like, what if you special summon this? I don't think they're thinking you're gonna be special summoning too crazy. Or if you activate a Labrynth Torby and go Labrynth turn 1, then it's like, okay, yeah, they might pop it, but they know maximum you're not going to be like, you're not going to be getting crazy maxi advantage off of that combo, you know? So it's like, they're not really going to be too gun-ho to pop it, but worst case, you can still call by and cross out the maxi. But mainly it's just Ash. Ash is normally better when you're playing this deck to stop, because they normally gonna try to Ash you. I wasn't playing evenly at first, but I threw it in there just because there were some times where I needed to break a board, and I was like, yeah, let me throw evenly in here. 1 Emperor, 2 Break the Destinies. I think, like I said earlier in the video, I was running 3, but I switched it down to 2 just because I was trying to get it under. I was trying to get it under or at 45, and I was like, a third one could be useful, but you're playing 3 D-Forces, 2 of these, and 1 plasma. Technically that's 6 cards altogether for the way of bringing out plasma, including plasma. 5 if you're just talking about not plasma. But I was like, worst case, 2, I haven't seen too bad of a drop off of like having plasma in hand. So I was like, okay, cool, we'll just keep it at 2. 1 Welcome Labrynth. You can honestly run this at more than 1, because you're not really going into your extra deck too much unless you go Muckraker. So you can go more than 1, but just in the off case you want to run a Muckraker, which you saw me did use, or you did see me use that, then it's like 1 bare minimum, and then your 3 big welcomes. And the extra deck really doesn't matter. I have Chaos Angel just in case you want to go Torby and Plasma, or Torby and one of your Lady Labrynths or Lovely Labrynths. That's it. You don't normally go into Chaos Angel too much, and if they're playing something like Cash, they'll normally banish the Chaos Angel anyway, because it's like the biggest threat if you can go into it. Link Karibo. After that, it's honestly just a bunch of generic Link stuff just to fill space, except for the Muckraker. Everything else in there is just okay, cool. If you ever go into this, it's a plus. You're never normally needing to go into anything besides Muckraker, because what does Muckraker do? It send a card from hand, bring back a fiend from grave. So if your lady's in a grave, you can bring it back that way. It protects a card from destruction, being a monster. So if one of your monsters would get destroyed, like say off of like a what are those cards called? One of the runic cards that tries to destroy and then banish some of your cards, it protects you from a runic card if it's trying to hit one of your monsters. And so it gets you to one of your fiends back, and then also protects you. So like I said, any of these other cards, I did use Cerberus a little bit more than I thought I would. Cerberus is good as well. But anything else besides Muckraker is normally just okay, you got lucky, you have more cards on field than needed, but more often than not, you're not going to have a crazy amount of cards to be link summoning besides Muckraker. 2 normally is your minimum, going in like a Souls and a Torby or something, just because it's 2 effect monsters. So that's just normally what you go into. The extra deck really isn't too important besides playing 2 Muckrakers, so just in case they realize you're playing Lab and they banish your Muckraker, you still have another one. But besides that, like I said, that's the main deck, that's the extra deck. It's not anything too crazy. I had fun with this deck. Like I said, in Diamond, I was getting an 8-game win streak. I'll make sure to show it up on the screen, so people who don't believe me and is like, this ain't get you a 8-game win streak, I'll show you it had me on 8-game win streak. I lost after that, but won 8 games straight back to back playing this deck. Had fun in the replays, was cooking people, and yeah, it's a fun deck for sure. Not the strongest, but I mean, any excuse to use Plasma in Lab, I'll take it because it's fun as fuck. You can run more traps to make the deck more competitive. Obviously, you can run your D barriers and your other really good trap cards that I run in my normal lab, but because, like I said, I was trying to keep it below 45 or at 45, and with adding the Vistul, the small bit Vistul package in here, it was like, I'm at 45, I'm gonna leave it just how it is. And I didn't really experience anything like drastic where I felt like, okay, I'm losing games because of this or that, you know. So that's my interpretation on the Labrynth, I was about to say D-Force, the Labrynth Destiny Hero Plasma. I fuck with it. Let me know how y'all feel down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe if you're new and like the content, and make sure to join our Discord. I'll see y'all down below. Peace.
I wanna be good, but I'm stuck being bad. I wanna get money and chill by myself. I wanna spend money, my family need help. I need me a girl just to help with the stress. Somebody to care, this hair, this rare everywhere. My fault is heavy, this chain is heavy. I know they gon' hate me cause haters is plenty. I rode in an Altima, burned out a Chevy. Those times were heavy.